There's something wrong with this place, and no one knows why. A man stands at the entrance of a quiet town street at night, yellow streetlights flickering above empty sidewalks. His phone screen shows full signal, then suddenly drops to 0. From that moment, nothing behaves the way it should. A surveillance camera captures a deserted intersection, traffic lights switching from red to green with no cars passing. A figure walks into the frame, pauses, then turns around as if something feels wrong. He leaves and never comes back. This is Lost Signals, where reality breaks and places don't behave the way they should. Today, we investigate locations where something feels off and no one can explain why. In the remote region of Skinwalker Ranch, a wide desert landscape stretches beneath a dark sky filled with strange lights. For decades, witnesses have reported unexplained events in this isolated area, and many believe something is wrong with this place. Security teams monitor the ranch using thermal cameras and night vision equipment under a silent night sky. Unidentified objects appear suddenly in the air, then vanish within seconds. No sound, no trace, no explanation. In one recorded incident, a glowing orb hovers above open land, captured on video surveillance. It moves silently across the horizon before disappearing into the darkness. Investigators could not determine its origin. Animals behave strangely within the area, with livestock found injured under unexplained conditions. Ranch workers describe hearing distant voices and seeing shadows moving across empty fields. But when they investigate, nothing is there. The U.S. government funded research into the ranch through the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. Scientists collected data using sensors and monitoring systems across the land. But the results raised more questions than answers. In another case, electronic equipment malfunctioned without warning, including cameras and communication devices. Batteries drained instantly. Signals disappeared. Systems shut down, as if something was interfering. And this is not the only place. In Norway, a remote valley surrounded by steep mountains glows with unexplained lights in the sky. This area is known as the Hessdalen Valley. Scientists have studied these lights for decades. Bright orbs float silently above the valley, sometimes hovering for minutes before accelerating at impossible speeds. Spectral analysis revealed unusual energy signatures, but no known source could explain them. Instruments placed across the valley recorded electromagnetic anomalies during sightings. Equipment captured data that did not match any known atmospheric phenomenon. Yet the events continued. Researchers from Østfold University College established the Hessdalen Project in 1983. They deployed radar systems and optical sensors to track these lights. But even with modern tools, the mystery remains. Deep within the forests of Canada, another location shows similar patterns of unexplained behavior. Dense trees cover the landscape, blocking light and sound. And people report feeling watched. Hikers describe sudden silence in the forest, where birds stop singing and wind disappears completely. The environment becomes unnaturally still, as if something is observing them. In some cases, individuals report losing track of time while walking through these areas. Minutes feel like hours, or hours vanish entirely. Time itself becomes unreliable. Compasses fail, GPS signals drop, and navigation devices stop working in these regions. Even experienced explorers become disoriented. Direction begins to lose meaning. Scientists suggest electromagnetic disturbances could affect perception and equipment. Others believe psychological factors may play a role in these experiences. But no single theory explains everything, because these places share something in common. A pattern that repeats across different locations around the world. Strange lights, missing signals, distorted perception, and an overwhelming sense that something is wrong. In Alaska's Triangle region, vast wilderness stretches across mountains and forests under freezing skies. Thousands of disappearances have been reported within this area over decades. Many remain unsolved. Pilots flying over this region report sudden instrument failures and disorientation mid-flight. Navigation systems stop working without warning. Then suddenly, everything returns to normal. Survivors of unexplained events describe a similar feeling before something happens. A pressure in the air, a sense of unease, as if the environment itself is changing. Investigators map these events using coordinates and timelines across multiple regions. Patterns begin to form, linking locations together. But no explanation connects them all. Because maybe it's not random. Maybe these places are connected in ways we don't understand. Hidden points across the planet, where reality behaves differently. Some researchers believe these areas may sit on unknown energy fields beneath the Earth's surface. Others suggest natural phenomena interacting in unpredictable ways. But the data remains inconclusive. Because something is happening in these places. Something that affects signals. Something that affects perception. Something that affects reality itself. And what makes this even more disturbing is that people continue to go there. A group of explorers walks into a remote valley surrounded by mountains under a cloudy sky. Their cameras record everything as they move deeper into the area. Then, suddenly, the signal cuts out. The footage ends. The location is known, but the explanation does not exist. Because in these places, things don't behave normally. Signals fail. Navigation breaks, and reality begins to distort. People enter these locations, and something changes. Not always immediately, not always visibly, but something shifts. And sometimes, they don't come back. But what if the real question isn't why people disappear? What if the real question is, what was found there? Because in some of these places, something has already been discovered. Something that doesn't make sense. Something that shouldn't exist. This isn't oversubscribed before the signal disappears.